Today is Monday, June 17th, 2024, 1:31 a.m. I just realized something. I just realized something about day trading. And day trading is, in fact, one of the critical things is recognizing what's going on. And then after recognizing what's going on, I have to figure out at where do I enter? Okay? Where do I enter? Right? So there's only two places that I enter. Okay? Two places. The first place is, let's say I'm going long. Okay? Let's say I'm going long. What I'm what I'm what I need to do is get in at where the support is. So when a stock is parabolic, any point between here and here is going to be the support because it's trending up. And so I could get in here. It'll be moving up. That's the continuation part of it. Now the second part is now the second part is let's say let's say the stock does this and moves back down and then moves back up, okay? And then comes back down right there. So that means there is a high probability that right there is the support area because it went up, dropped back down, the first place where it potentially has created a support, came back up, dropped down to the same place. Now it has been retested to substantiate the fact that that is a support area. So if I were to get into a trade, where would I get into? I would get into an area where I would feel comfortable about entering and saying, okay, that is the point where I will have the least amount of drawdown because that is the area where the support is. And so when I get in, even if there's a slight drawdown, it's in the area, the zone of support. And so it'll dip a little bit and it'll start to go back up. Now, conversely, let's say I'm doing a put. When I'm doing a put, it's gonna be up here. And so I've known this for the past like a week or two. I kept bumping into things because one of my this eye is really bad. I mean, it has I don't know a college buddy of mine. His mom had this same thing. Just one of her eyesight just faded. Just apparently some sort of I guess the brain and some sort of I guess some sort of issue with the eye that caused it to get essentially almost blind, right? So that's what's happening to me. So when I'm washing dishes at times, when I put things away and I stand up, my head would run into the racks. Okay, and uh, and and the other day, I had this 4 buckets, which is a 5 gallon bucket, just fell on my head. I mean, I can still feel it right now. I mean, so when I pick up things, my head run into things. That's the ceiling. That's the ceiling. That's what it's like. So the bucket, a rack, and some sort of like whatever the edge is or ledge is, it's bumping into it. Bump into it. What's going to happen is when I get to a point where I'm very close to that situation, then it'll start to come back down. That's where the entry point is. If I'm here and I'm like stomping around carrying the trash cans while doing dishes, and the trash cans get full because we have fortunately, thank God for the customers that I am employed as a dishwasher and I'm able to like take that little bit of money and then buy these challenges so I can do that. So what happens is that I have this I have this pair of shoes that I wear, and then I have to take this heavy, the water laden, soda laden, scrap, meal laden things, and I have to take this trash can and I have to walk it over to the trash can, and my footsteps is supported by the concrete floor. Okay, so chances are, when I take one step, on the second step, I know what's going to happen with the second step. It's going to get there and it's going to go, whew. I'm going to lift up my feet and it's going to go. That's so the ideal entry point for taking a trade, if I'm going long, is to be at a point where it's support. And then if I'm going short, it's going to be right where the resistance is. Okay. That's that's the ideal situation. I figured this out today. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at this parabolic move, and I'm thinking, okay, so any entry point at this point is going to be it's going to be a support area because it's just too busy moving up to to retrace. And I've noticed that on several cases where that's the ideal point where entry can take place. But if I go into a certain other area, then I have to be mindful of where the possible um, support and resistance area is, so that I can be mindful about how much drawdown I will suffer when I get into that trade. So I can calculate it based on what I have, my current daily loss limit is, and figure out what my leverage needs to be and how much risk I can apply. And I can calculate that out and then I can trade it. However, the fact that I'm able to enter at a point where it's support and resistance, then that would be an ideal places. Those are the two ideal places where I can enter and expect to get a a uh, very, very high return or maximum return within that window, and also have the smallest stop loss that I can place. Essentially, that's how it works.